Hello, creator. Welcome to Odessa Rose Creates. I'm Robin Schmidt, and I'm an independent Chalk Couture designer, and I'm going to share with you some crafting and creating with Chalk Couture's products. We're going to work on their two-tiered tray. This is a surface product by Chalk Couture, and the coordinating transfers and little bits that go with it. We have some Christmas tiered tray cutouts. These little shapes are thin, and then we also have the book stack and a couple little signs in there that we're going to use in the pack. That's called Tiered Tray Essentials. Okay, so these kind of theme out for the different seasons. We've had everyday, fall, and now Christmas, and there is going to be a Valentine packet coming out. Well, it just came out. It is out now. The Valentine themed also. So look for all those goodies. I'm going to end up posting in the comments links to these products when we're done. So let's get started. I'm going to find myself here on Facebook just so I know that I am working here. It is working fine. Here we go. Okay, so the tiered tray actually comes with black hardware, but I already spray painted that and assembled this. But I'm going to take it apart because we're going to chalk on top of the trays. So it just screws in very easily with this bolt here. I'm going to take it apart. Just unscrew it. And it comes with a little plastic washer. Let me pick it up. In the bolt. And then the top, it's actually 3 pieces. The bar is 3 pieces. So you screw this part apart, okay? And there you have, like I said, these came in black, and I spray painted them. I guess this was 2 parts, yeah. And then the nut, the bolt. So I spray painted it gold because we're going to do kind of a classic winter theme with shades of greens, golds, and creams and whites. And that's going to be our color palette. So I pulled out these greens, pesto, forest, and sage. Okay. I also got some, I don't know if I'm going to use all these, but I got both shimmers, Shimmer Harvest and Shimmer Gold. I got brown. This is our bark, and then I mix a little black and a teeny bit of red in this to make this chocolate color. So I have those 2 shades of brown. Also have the shade of camel, which is a light tan. And I also pulled dune and actually curry, which is kind of a mustard color, which is a retired color, but you can make this with using yellow and bark, and you can make this curry color. I'm not sure if I'm going to use all these colors, but that's what I've pulled out. And the first thing I want to do, actually, before I start chalking those trays, is I'm going to open this packet, and I'm going to pull out this little black board and base, and I'm going to paint the black to an off-white, creamy white color, because I don't want any black, necessarily too much black in my tray. So I want it more winter wonderland. So I'm going to paint it. And what does that really mean? It means I'm probably not going to be able to reuse it after I paint it. Like if I left it black, then I could wash the chalk paste off. But once I paint it, it's becoming more of a permanent surface, and it'll just stay as I do it. So, but I'm okay with that. You can always buy more of these. And it also has this cute little box frame, a teeny one. It comes with the little cutting board look and the rolling pin. I'm not going to use these because I don't want it to look really kitchen-y. I just want it more home decor. So I'm not going to work with these 2 pieces in this set today. It's a little farmhouse and a little kitchen-y for what I'm doing. And then this is our book stack. This is to replicate a 3-piece book stack, okay? So we'll work with this. We'll work with this and this, which sets in this little vase, okay? Sets in there like that. But I'm going to paint that real quick. Then we can get started on our tray. That way the paint will be settled in on this board, and we can, this is kind of some of my inspiration is this set of deer that I've done, my little sweater deers. And the large one doesn't fit in the bottom tray, but she does. And so I might just set him next to the tray and put her in the tray. You can hear her. She's got little jingle bells on her collar. She's got a price tag on it right now. But I'm going to incorporate these. They are edged in gold paint, and they have little sweaters on them. So they're creamy color. A little bit of gold floral in their collars that I created. So that is also color inspiration for what we're doing. Okay, I also have the transfers, our winter Christmas tray transfers designed for these pieces. The tiered tray Christmas cutouts is for those thin cutout pieces right here. Also has a nice couple of patterns with it, which is great. And then this is the tiered tray Christmas pattern for this set of stuff. So, and then there's the transfer for the actual tray. It has a design for the top smaller tray and then a design for the bigger tray. So those are the 3 transfers that coordinate with the Christmas tiered tray projects. Okay, so let's paint this real quick. And I'm going to use Fusion Mineral Paint. This is usually my choice of paint, but I also work with craft paints. I do a little, another brand of paints. Any paint really will work. I just like this Fusion Mineral. It adheres well. It has a built-in primer and sealer in it, so that's why I choose it. So I'm just going to grab a brush. We're just doing this little piece here, so no biggie. Just going to do the edges real quick, and then I'll lay it down and do one side dry, and then we'll flip it over and do the other side. If we can get it to set there okay and not move around on me too much. So it might take a couple coats. So did everybody have a great weekend? Oh, we had our Thanksgiving dinner on Saturday at my son's house in Atlantic, which is where we're moving to. His house and our house are just a few houses away from each other across the street. So the son of the owner of that house is still moving things out of it, and he was having an estate sale there, so we got to walk through the house again and show the kids the house. And then this Thursday is when we purchase it. So I will shoot some photos of this 1972 it was built home. We are going to be demoing it out down to the studs, up to the rafters and beyond. The only thing that's going to stay is the roof and, of course, the foundation. So all new windows, all new siding, new floor plan, lower level and main level. So we have a lot to do. We have a great crew coming in. They may even be starting on Friday. I'm not sure. But I plan to go over there Wednesday and still work with my kitchen designer and flooring people and get everything kind of lined up. Get that little crumb off of it. Okay, this is second coat. I think that will help. Dry it up. Okay, see. Say hello. I know there's several watching. It's great to have you on this morning. And what else is new? We had a Thanksgiving dinner. About it. Just working on the house. Got the windows decided pretty much as far as sizes and all that. And then the doors. Got to figure out the doors and the entry doors and inside doors, interior doors. We have yet to select the hardware for all that. The cabinets I pretty much have picked out. We got to do hardware for that too at some point. Because you never know how long some of this is going to take to get in, you know. We've already ordered our appliances, so they are on order. And yeah, the house is on the main level is 1,900 square feet, so it's a good size home. Currently it's a 4-bedroom, 4 small bedrooms, and we're going to make the main level 2 bedrooms with a large master bath, not a large, but a good sized master bath and closet connecting to the laundry room. So I'm going to try to open it up. Of course, there's a big wall dividing that living room and kitchen space as typical back then. So we'll have to figure out how to get the beam in there and open it up for the open floor plan. I should have painted this ahead of time. It's taking longer than I thought because it's going to need a couple coats. But I can at least get the one side painted good, and then I can always paint the back side again later on. Maybe one more quick on this side. And we can let that cool down and dry up. So what else? I've been trying to listen to some Christmas music. Today I was listening to Andrea. I gotta say his name right. Bracetti. No, it's not right. And his son and his daughter. He's the famous tenor. And they have a family album out with their son, Matteo, and Virginia, his daughter. She's only 10, and her voice is so beautiful. I suggest you take a listen. It's awesome. They're beautiful singers. I want to say their name. I gotta see it to say it right. Of course, I was listening to that on my phone, so I don't have it. Baselli. Andrea Baselli. I don't know if I'm saying it right. He's excellent. All right, so here's the 2 transfers for the tray. They're in halves, so this would be for the large one. You do a half, and then you pick it up and paste the other half, and then same with the top, okay? So let's just put this on here. And I have used this, not for a tray. I used it for another design. I can't even remember what it was. That sounds like typical of me. So it has a little circle right there. Can you see it? Between the 2 pine cones. You just line that up over the hole. Then you know you're pretty much in the middle, right? Line that up. You don't necessarily chalk that, you just line the hole up. And smooth this out. And honestly, I don't want to use a whole lot of green in my chalking. I kind of want to use the neutral colors and put those pops of greens in the accessories. So we'll do some brown on the pine cone and some golds on the berries and holly leaves maybe. And just keep it, I'm just going to keep this part neutral because I want the color to be on the accessories. So let's get our gold shimmer out. I'm going to grab some of this chocolate I mixed. Remember, that's bark with a little bit of black and a teeny bit of red. Kind of gives it that Hershey color. You can see it there. And bark. That, and what do I want for the first 4 items? There's a piece of pine, there's a holly leaf, there's berries, and there's pine cone. So I'm planning on using these 2 browns in my pine cones. Shimmer on the holly leaves probably. So actually I need 2 more colors, or just use the same color. So we'll just use, go ahead and get the Shimmer Harvest out. And maybe if I put a little bit of really light green, like the sage, for this pine that's in there. Sage, the browns and the cones, gold and the holly leaves, and Shimmer Harvest on the berries. So keeping it pretty neutral. All right, let's do our shimmers first because they usually take longer to dry, so that gives me a little bit more time to get everything else done before it gets too dry on my screen. So we're just doing 1/2, and then we pick it up and we do the other half with the same transfer. We have 4 holly leaves. And we're going to go back, jump over to Shimmer Harvest. It's a brighter, lighter gold, and we'll do these berries in that. Just a few of them. I'm going to use the same squeegee. If there's a little bit of gold that comes through that sage, I'm cool with that. I don't think there will be, but since I wiped it off pretty good. And now we can go into our chocolate. I'm just kind of dabbing it. And then I'll pick up some bark and finish off that pine cone. Just gives it a couple different tones of brown in the pine cone. Okay, there it is. I'm going to take that off. They're pretty. It's pretty elegant, like that. We'll dry that and do the other side. Nice and dry. And we'll lay this down and do it over here. I'm just going to take a clean squeegee and just kind of press it down. So my silk screens are pressed down. And we'll just go ahead and use that again. Shimmer gold. Shimmer Harvest on our berries. I'm gonna wipe all that off. Sage for the pine. And then our browns again. And here's our second half. There. Isn't that pretty? Pretty neat. Pretty neat. I might go spritz this with water in the sink because it's got a lot of paste on it. Okay, now let's do the top one. So again, we're going to stick with the same palette. It has a little bit different patterning. It almost has like a snowflake in it, like little leaves instead of pine. A little different. And I have used this. Again, I don't remember where I used it. I almost feel like doing a dune on that snowflake. Then we'll just do gold and then back to the sage on that little, what could be pine, I guess. Dune on the white, so it's almost like a tone on tone for that snowflake. I'm just going to kind of put harvest in the middle, and then we can, the shimmer gold, and then do some harvest towards the outside of it. A little bit of sage right here on the ends. There. Oh, that looks pretty. Looks really pretty. You like it? Let's let that dry and we'll do the other side. Be sure to say hello. Hi, Bridget. Double CC's. Double Chalk Couture's and some. Can you not hear me? I don't know what you mean. Oh, I love the song. Yes. You're talking about the family. I know, right? Look at my eyes. going on. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Hi, Teddy. Hi, Tina. That's it. Hey, guys. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Okay, we're going to put this back down and do the other half. Line up that circle on that hole. Press down our little clump right there. Our little silk screen. Start with the sage since it's on my squeegee already. I might go to clean one now. It's looking kind of, especially since we're going to do dune. I don't want any green in my snowflake. Okay, and then there we go. Okay, pick that one up. Ta-da! Pretty easy peasy on those. Really easy to do. I'm going to spritz this one in the sink also. It might be a while before I get to washing it. Let's see if I can get some of this paste off of my fingers. So now we can go to our two little signs. We can assemble this. Let's get dried up and then we'll just put the tray back together. Dealing with white here, so I kind of want to make sure my fingers are clean. Touching this white tray. Right. Okay, let's try this here. Hi, Gwen. Hi, Carol. From Upper Michigan. You got full sun today? What kind of cloudy? What kind of cloudy here? All right. Let's throw some of these squeegees in the water. Back this up a bit. I'm going to find my hardware. And the nut. Or it's the bolt, I should say. I wonder if I should have, one second, I'm going to take one of these off. Washers, these plastic washers. I'm not exactly sure where they're supposed to go. That's pretty easy to do. So there's our tray. See how gorgeous it's going to be with our deer sitting in there. Okay. So we got the book stack to do. This little sign that we just painted that goes in this holder. like so. So we have these 3 things to do with this color palette. And then maybe add a couple different greens. So let's get this out of the way. You can also do some of these or all of these little cutouts. Let's open that up. Oh, I see my scissors are missing. I think I know where they're at. They're in the office. I don't think I'm gonna, I think we're good. So we have a bell with a big bow on it. You can't tell by looking at that necessarily. This cute tree and a star. And these are the Christmas tiered tray cutouts. They're the slims. They're really, really thin. See? And they have coordinating transfers. Let me pull those right here. They're called tiered tray Christmas cutouts. So there's the bell and the star. The tree. And then it comes with these 2 patterns, which I've already used this pattern. Probably on some tree cutouts. Now I'm gonna wish I had my scissors. I know I can use it. I gotta back up. This pair right here. We'll go ahead and just paste all these and see if we need to use them or not. You could also paint the surface first before you chalk. Like, you could almost paint this green and then chalk it in white, and it would look about like that. It'd look more like a white snowy tree. But, or you can just opposite, negative, positive space there. So let's do this tree, and let's do it in a couple shades of green. Like, I kind of want to pull in some of this jade, so maybe some jade and pesto will make it unique. So just take this little tree transfer on the little tree cutout, and it looks like there's definitely, you know, a side, because it's not symmetrical on both sides. So you want to make sure you line up your transfer with the correct side of the cutout. I believe it's this side here, what I'm thinking. This is one's good. You can use a light pad to see if you're lining it up good, or just take it and then hold it up to the light and see, you can kind of see the outline of the if you could tell. You could hold up the light and then you can see where your cutout is compared to your transfer. And that's a pretty good lineup right there. So I'm just going to press it down, make sure we have it well attached and air pockets are out. And I'm going to do some double dipping again. I'm going to put a little pesto on there. And then some of this jade. Just a little bit. Just kind of all around. And then I'll probably take a good amount of pesto maybe, and just, that's what it looks like right now. And then put some pesto on my squeegee and just smear it down. And that should give us a pretty good two-tone tree here. And then the white will come through on that negative space and it'll look like snow on it. Oops, trying to pick it up without peeling it. So, there we go. Got some light green and dark green in there. You can hardly tell, but it's there. And we'll let that dry. It's pretty, actually. I used this little tree on a sign, and it turned out really pretty there, too. Okay, I'm gonna lay this in the sink. Get it a little wet. Okay, that's pretty. That'll look good in our tray. We'll do the star. So I got my star cut out and my star transferred. I think this would line up pretty easy, right? But not always. There we go. And I think we'll just do this in the shimmer gold. I always like to go in different directions working with these shimmers, just to make sure that glitter in that chalk paste gets down into that silk screen. So go over it a few times in different directions so you have a nice print. Can't hold the star and peel at the same time. There we go. Doo doo doo. It's another little pretty. And we'll spritz that. And that leaves the bell with the big bow on it. You could almost do this in 2 different colors. We could make again, you got to make sure your ribbons are lining up correctly with the transfer. You could almost do the ribbon in a different color. And that looks pretty good. All right, first try. So, what color would I want to do it in? I already got my dark tree. If I did the bell and the shimmer harvest, probably kind of leaves the sage. But I feel like I want to do it in the jade, or it's forest. I want to call it jade, but it's forest. And now I'm going to get a multi-tool and make sure I get just in the bell area here for the shimmer harvest. So with the smaller tool, with the smaller squeegee on it, you can get in smaller spaces. Okay. I'm going to get into my forest and do my bow. Okay. There we go. There's that one with the two colors. You could almost paint that bow in if you wanted to. Make it solid. You could. Okay, we'll let those set aside. Here. Now we can move on to the books with a little sign. And what do we want to put on our books? Let's see what our choices are. This would be in the tier tray Christmas transfer. Oh, some little quotes, little things for our signs. We have I've used this a lot. This little piece of pine and pine cone. I used it on big pieces. We have a deer. And then we have December 25th. Could put, but this almost could be all winter if we didn't put anything referencing to Christmas per se. Is this going here? I use this a lot too. Christmas Tree Farm. I think I got it in the right package. I don't remember that being in there. We have Fa La La, Merry and Bright, Ho Ho Ho, Joy to the World, and Merry Little Christmas, and This Way to the North Pole. Those are all very Christmassy, except for maybe Joy to the World. Might be neat on the books. And on my fall books, I did each book a different color, but then I made sure that the pages still looked, you know, more with the white, like a page would be. I added some little borders around it. So you can get pretty fancy, or you can keep it kind of more basic. This is my little fall tray back here that I did. Okay. I think it'd be kind of fun to put this little pine right here. Let's say we do Joy to the World, and you put a little string around this, or even if it's just a border, and we put this little pine like it's hanging or on there. It could be even printed on there, I guess, but you could actually even glue on some little pine and pine cone. Would be cute for a little accessory, whether you sit them down or stand them up. I'm probably going to stand mine up. So the question is, do we leave them white or do we paint them? I think I'm going to paint the pages so it looks like more like a book. And I'm just going to use the same paint that I used to paint this little sign. And I only need just this part here. You wouldn't even really have to do the bottom because they're going to stand up. But in case you end up laying them down, I guess you might want the bottom pages to be painted. So they're just kind of bringing in some of this creaminess, cream color back into the, oh gosh, I'm splattering my transfer. Surprised I'm not splattering my shirt. That's why I should have my apron on. Gotta be careful when I come to the end. Like that. So I can stand it on its end. Hi, Deb. Glad you caught me live. There's another Debbie from Union, Kentucky. Your creativity is off the charts. Oh, you're so sweet. I hope your team is growing by leaps and bounds. I have a team. I don't know if it's growing that much. They're mostly all crafters. Or just craft for themselves. Some actually craft for shows. And I'm sure they're busy crafting away. Okay, so this is the bottom of the books. So I'm going to try to leave the binders white. I'm just doing the pages, right? So just a touch of creaminess here. Another thing I did was I added a little dark wax on that, and then it really looked like pages of a book. Tell the difference, but there's a difference. I might paint, paint the books different colors. I don't know. I want it to be pretty simple. I think if we leave leave them white, and we can put this pine piece on it here. And let's see, what if, I'm trying just to use the transfers, those 3 transfers, so that, you don't have to get a bunch of different transfers. Just thinking here. If I just use this stripe, let's put on the titles. Then I'll know where to put my lines. So I need my scissors again. Here's the scissors I was looking for. Yay! I'm gonna do Joy to the World. Yeah, it's Christmassy, but I also think it can be all winter. Right? And, I think I'm going to put the words at the bottom of the book, like so. Because we'll do something up here and then tie in that pine right there. And I think we'll do these in the forest. So they show up nice and bright off of this white. So there's Joy. Let's get World on there. And then we'll put to the after those dry. Lining up the edge. And then you can tell, centering up and down, you can see the spacing there through the turquoise part of the transfer. You can see that spacing. Okay, so we'll dry that, and then we'll put the to the in the middle once these are dry. set these in the sink. Think of it. If I get them wet, they'll clean better. Now we can do the top of the books. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this little geometric here. It's not really a plaid, but it makes a plaid if you layer a lot, by the way. And I'm going to, I don't want it to stick on this, so I'm going to turn it around. Probably about right here. I'm just going to do this line right here, this set of 3 lines with my itty bitty dude right here. And I'm actually going to do this in bark, I think. I'm just doing those 3 lines. And it's actually going to continue around to the top. Something like that. And we'll continue it on once we take this off. Okay. Had a little bleed out there, but I can get that off. And then we're going to continue it around, or to the edge of the book. And we just have to line up that little area, little square, and press this down. And we'll continue on with our lines. Like that. Boom. Oh, what we got going on there? There was paste on the back of my transfer. Let's just get a wipe, get a Clorox wipe or a disinfecting wipe, and I'm just going to wipe this up. And we're going to put that pine on top of here, so I'm not really going to see that. This is why it would have been a good idea to wax this before we did anything. And even a little bit of my transfer stuck on there. A little bit of that teal, which is weird. That's why you want to wax, so you don't get that stickiness on there. I think we'll be okay. Good morning. Someone said good morning. Candace, good morning. Hi, Michelle. Thank you. I wish there were actual book titles to place on the spines. Yeah, right? Like Christmas Carol. Yeah. They might not have been able to because of copyrights or reasons. Who knows why? I'm just guessing. That could be a reason why. Okay, we're going to put this pine on here. And we're going to wax first. In fact, I might use my stain special dark wax and stain and wax the whole thing, especially the pages. That will make it look like, I'm looking for my can opener. That'll make it look like more like old pages, yellowed pages. Right in here. So you see this wax is dark. It's called Special Dark. It already kind of has a stain in it. So it really ages things, dirties them up, whatever you want to call it. So it works out good for these. And you want to get some of that wax in the cracks of the book, which is fine. It gives it more dimension to the books. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to wax that. I will wax this though, I think. Okay, so you can see the darkness of the pages. Here's the difference, right? Kind of darkens them up. Now we gotta see if we can camouflage those spots on there with our pine transfer. Let's give it a whirl, see what happens. So this little pine, I love this little pine. So cute. So my thought was I might end up placing parts of it on here twice. Let's see if I did it here and then did another sprig. Over. Just kind of want decorating the top of the book. Here's an idea. I'm going to do just this little greenery right here, and then I'm going to lay the whole thing back down over here, just to give it a little bit more width to it. Let's see what happens. I'm going to use both pesto and sage on this pine. Now I'm going to dry that and lay it again over the top. This book definitely has some age spots on it from the stain of that nasty error I made, but I'm going to put just a little bit more wax on top of that, what I just pasted. Because I don't trust this surface much. Now we're going to lay this here and get the rest of this on there. Let's see how I'm going to do it. You just gotta move things around, see what's gonna work. Do our pine cones and the 2 browns again. Even that stem can be brown. Paste is kind of getting thick on me sitting here. Okay, there we go. So there's our little pine on our little book set. Looks a little sweet. Looks sweet. Let's go put these in the sink. And then we gotta just do that couple little signs and we're done chalking. Okay, so far we did the tray. Get everything off of here. There's our tray. All right, keeping it light and winter wonderlandish. There's our books. Gonna be sweet sitting in there. Okay. I guess they do kind of fit in there like that, but I like them like this. Okay. We did our little cutouts so we can set amongst things. So let's do this guy. And let's wax this surface. I'm learning today. Today we are definitely wanting to wax. I'm just going to use the stained wax. It's fine. It does darken up the white a little bit, but it's okay. And while I got it out, I'm going to go ahead and wax this little chalkboard that I painted. We took the little blackboard that was in this and painted it. Okay, because I didn't want any black. I didn't want any blackboard in it. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and put this deer on here. And what are we going to put on this guy? Because I got, we could do the fresh Christmas trees. I really don't want the word Christmas trees or the word Christmas, because I'm thinking, what if we want to lay this out, you know, after Christmas? So, do we have any other options? Fa la la. December 25th. It might have to be more Christmassy if we're going to stick with just these transfers. Otherwise, it would be another pine cone or something like that. But we already got that going on. So we might do the fresh Christmas trees. We could still put our deer here. He barely fits. He just fits in there. I was gonna say, I kind of wished he was in green, but we'll put green on the Christmas, on the tree farm. I got an idea. Got him all chalked in. him out. What if, this is kind of a fun thing to do, you take a wipe, Clorox wipe. This is what I did on that a big piece, a bigger 18 by 18 frame with same idea. Take some of this jade, or excuse me, it's forest. I almost want to call it jade. Put just a little bit on my wipe, and then just brush the top of your frame. And you're going to get that green on there. So you're kind of staining it. See? And just on the top edge. You could do the sides too, but I'm not doing like the inside. This is almost easier and faster than painting, just by using one of these wipes. And if you want to do the sides, go ahead and do the sides. And that'll bring a little bit of color to your project. Like I said, you could do these on any of our box frames. I did it on the 18-inch by 18-inch. The really big one. And it looked really sharp. Oops, I did the top edge. See how quick and easy that was. So there he is. And then we gotta do this guy. Now remember, when these board and bases, that your sign sets down in the base. So you need to kind of allow, like if you'd centered this on here, then your design would end up being down a little bit. So just kind of think of that. And I think it's kind of good to put it up a little bit high anyway, especially working in these trays, because sometimes there ends up being evergreen, like in this case, evergreen or floral of some sort, greenery that may go around the base, and you might lose part of your design. So raise everything up, you know, pretty well, and then you won't have that problem. Okay, so I'm going to use, I guess I'm going to get a new one. I think I'm going to use Jade on the Farm Fresh. Jade. It's not Jade, it's Forest. I always want to call it Jade. And then we'll go with Pesto for the trees. So, and I actually think I'm going to go shimmer gold for Christmas trees. Bring in some of that gold back. Transfers really close to the edge, so, you know, pay attention, be careful. maybe. There we go. Right, it's cute. Stick that in here. Now, I think we have most everything chalked, right? I think so. So now we can kind of decorate a little bit. Let's put the lids on our chalk paste. Get them out of the way. The one thing I did have was this skate ornament. I bought, who knows when, it wasn't this year, probably on clearance. You could almost put a little pattern on that if you wanted to. Something fun. Even if it was tone on tone like this stripe. Not that there would be a striped skate, but it's just kind of fun to do. Because we love to chalk. Because we love to chalk everything. Even if I just did it in Dune. Just for kicks and giggles. And it doesn't even have to be like a solid print. You could just kind of make it look a little worn. But just, you can barely see it, but it's there. It's just for fun. To dry, do the other side. And even if you, after it dries really well and you sanded it down a little bit to look a little bit more worn, like the background is worn. I think would be a good idea. I'm going to flip this over, do this side. Just in case. Since we don't know what side of the skate is going to be towards the front. Okay. There's that one. Now we'll try them and we'll sand it down just a little bit. See there? That would even have been pretty in the gold. You want a little bit more glitz to it. Just take your sandpaper. This is a light grit. It's like an 80. And just kind of smooth it down a little bit. And even if you sand some of it off, that's cool. Now it looks like it's always been there, instead of just painted on. So, you can kind of see it. Just very subtle. Okay. I'm gonna put some water in these guys. Before I close them up. Just to get this out of the way. Can't get the lid on straight. There we go. Put things in the water. And then we're going to decorate. I got a few little trinkets I got out of my stash. lids put on. Okay. I have a little jar. This was from Dollar Tree. I've had it forever. They probably still have them. And I'm going to put these itty bitty trees in. I think I picked these up last year after Christmas at a specialty shop. They're two-tone little mini green trees. And I'm just going to fill the jar up with some of them. Just randomly throw them in there. They don't even have to be perfect. They just look kind of cute. I also have these little wreaths. These might have came from Target last year. I'm not sure. Sometimes I layer two of them together so it looks a little fuller. And you could even just set the bell inside them. I have this. You know how you have to fiddle with this stuff forever? You can just set it around. I also have some of these balls. These are in different shades of greens and golds. I think they're fun to put in, but actually I also have, you know, different pines and greeneries, which make it really pretty. If you tuck some of that stuff in. I even have the iced fern stem of that. Just, of course we have our deer. Can't forget her. Kind of wanted her down here. Mr. Deer is going to have to sit. The buck is going to have to sit out here because he doesn't quite fit. But I'm going to make it all around so you can see from going around the tray. I have to really see it. I feel like I can't. Anyway, you just keep adding things. I even have some white Legos here. Can bulk things up a little bit with that. So you just keep adding cute little things, whatever you have. And let's see, where would I want that guy? So I don't know where to put everything, but I'll figure it out sooner or later. I even have some frosted pine cones. You know, just kind of start filling around. I may even put her out. I might set both of these outside here because I do have my skate I could put in also. So I'm going to just keep fiddling and fiddling and fiddling until I have it how I want it. Right? All these little pretties. And we're going to get there sooner or later. Okay, guys. Thanks for chalking with me today. It's always a big word. I'd rather do one big sign than all these little things, but they're fun to do. You just takes a little more time and patience, maybe. But you get the idea. I'm just gonna keep working. I need to put it at my eye level so I can see it better, but there we go. Fun things for my winter tray. Not overly Christmassy, so if it stays out past Christmas, whoa, that's okay, even though it has a Christmas tree farm sign on it. But okay, I'm gonna do it up good, take some pictures, and I will chalk with you later. Bye.